We all want to learn and master the paradiddle so that we can learn how to apply it to the kit and build cool grooves and fills out of it. That's all good, that's great, but sometimes just getting the paradiddle going and sounding really clean just on the snare is a challenge. Today we are breaking down the paradiddle in slow motion, and we're examining exactly what the hands, wrists, and fingers are doing to make the paradiddles happen at 5 different tempos. Hey everybody, welcome to the Non-Glamorous Drummer, where we're all about learning the core drumming skills that help you to make music faster. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. All right, we're gonna launch straight into slow motion footage of me playing paradiddles at 5 different tempos, 70, 90, 110, 130, and 150. Let's do that, and then we'll break it down. This is one of those videos where I feel like you're going to gain a lot more by just seeing me demonstrate something, especially up close and in slow motion, rather than me trying to over-explain it, though I will do some explaining and some teaching here in a minute. I'd also like for you to watch me doing the paradiddles at 130 beats a minute, sort of a medium-high tempo, but at 3 different volumes. I'll do them very quietly, and then sort of a medium volume and very loudly. Also at the end, we'll watch me playing paradiddle 16ths at 200 beats a minute in slow motion. That's probably the fastest I can play them cleanly. I'm not going to try to push any faster than that, but I just want to show you the difference between what my hands are looking like playing them at 200, which is pretty quick, versus 150 or 70, whatever the earlier tempos were, just so you can back-to-back compare. Now, if you're having any trouble with your paradiddles, watching the slow-mo footage and trying to mimic what I'm doing and practice them on your own might not necessarily fix what's going on. I want to make sure that I'm pointing you in the right direction as far as what you might actually need to work on if you're having issues before you take this and run with it. And that is, chances are, if your paradiddles are sloppy, they're probably sounding something like, where the issue is always happening on the diddles, the double part, right, left, left, right, left, left. Those are generally the 2 spots where things get sloppy, because otherwise it's just singles. You can play, it's always those are the spots where things get weird. So either they're dragging or they're rushing. And either way, it completely throws things off where they never feel good. And so probably the best advice I can give you, if that's what's happening, last video we covered doubles and we talked about loose grip before that. Both of those techniques are very important with playing paradiddles because we're essentially playing doubles here. So if you're having these issues, I would encourage you to completely ditch paradiddles for a couple weeks. Don't practice paradiddles. As cool as they are, and you know, we want to learn paradiddles, we want to master paradiddles, we want to apply them to the kit and do all that cool stuff just because they're a cool pattern. But it's okay to throw them aside and just work on doubles. Only work on your doubles. Work on getting that rebound right, timing things just right, working on all the technique, nitty-gritty details we talked about in the last video. If you do that and you get your doubles clean at different volumes and different tempos, at a wide range of tempos, then that's going to massively help your paradiddles. Now, once you've done that, maybe things are still a little bit weird, and you've just got to get used to the hand-to-hand pattern that's happening with paradiddles. If we break that down, really each hand, the key pattern that's happening is this. Because if we take out the note that's on the E of the beat, the one E and then we just have. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's essentially what's happening without that note on the E. And so make sure that each hand can do that cleanly. Maybe you do that with your metronome or with the hi-hat. And that's where you have to use your fingers to get that second note. It can't just be rebound. Because that's what it sounds like if we're not using fingers to reinforce that note. Either it rushes a little bit or it's too weak, and we don't want that. We need a good strong double there. And so breaking it down that way and figuring out, like isolating exactly the motion going on, that can help a lot. Also accenting one hand and practicing it. Where you're literally ghosting the other hand, that can help a lot because, I mean, working on loud technique versus soft technique and letting your ear hear what each hand is doing, that can help a lot too. And switching hands like that without stopping, that helps a lot too. That really helps reinforce learning the mental side of this, the coordination of this pattern. So do that. So go back, review doubles, and then just try a couple of those tactics I just explained, and that's definitely going to help a lot with your paradiddles. But also, don't be too concerned with speed. It's okay to keep them slow for a long time and practice them. Even if that's as fast as you get for a while, that's okay because they've got to be solid slow. Or you can play them at any slow tempo for like 5 minutes without stopping before you play them quickly. Because if you're struggling at all with cleanliness and solidness at a slower tempo, there's no way you're going to get them fast. And so you've got to get them really solid slow. Okay, now let's watch me play them almost faster than I really ought to be playing them. We'll see how clean they are, but I'm going to play them at 200 beats a minute.